All right, I'm sitting here with Tim, and Tim just finished our 6-week challenge, and I wanted to shoot a quick case study with him saying a couple of words about the whole program. So Tim, can you tell us a little bit about where were you with your health before you started the 6 weeks, and why did you join the program?
My health was very heavy. First of the year, I decided time to make a change. I had hit my ultimate high weight of 283 pounds in January, and decided that 283 was too much. I was tired, falling asleep during the day, sluggish, out of breath, and very, just going up and down stairs. Couldn't get very active with the kids anymore because I just get too tired. Saw my health decline, and the doctor said you need to change. Cholesterol's high, blood pressure's high. You need to make some changes. So I started working out on my own, not knowing much as far as what kind of workouts, forms, to make sure I'm doing it right, diet. Put something together, lost a little bit of weight. Then I saw an advertisement on my Facebook page for the fitness facility here. Decided to come and show up on the day that they were going to discuss what the options were, and sounded good. Needed something concrete, a diet, workout plan, so thought I'd give it a shot.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great. Now, and now you joined the program, and now we finished it. But during the program, can you give our audience a little details on what was your experience? What were your benefits throughout the program?
The benefits are the program gives you good details on how to prepare yourself, and not just physically, but your diet. What food you should be eating, what things you should stay away from, and if you follow it, it'll be successful. Being a little unsure of it, but I figured, well, I'll give it a try because what I've done so far hasn't really panned out. So I stuck to it. It was difficult at first because I like my pizza, I like my hot dogs, I like my ice cream, I like my cookies. None of that was on the list. So unfortunately, I got rid of it all, threw a lot of stuff out, and then just went to the grocery store and stayed in about 2 departments, the produce department and the meat department, and that's about all that I would purchase. Yeah. So the kids weren't too happy about that because Dad can't have it, nobody can have it, so we've all been eating a lot better, but following the plan as far as the food and the portion control, and prepping myself every night before for the next day, makes it really easy because I work out in the field, so it's not like I have a kitchen readily available or an office to be in where I could warm things up. That's right. So I had purchased a special cooler so I could prepare my meals and bring it all with me for the day. And once I started doing that, it made it much easier. That's right. Not having to worry, okay, what am I going to have for breakfast? What am I going to have for lunch? Oh, I got to go work out afterwards. Do I have something for that? So prepping yourself and preparing yourself is key. And once you start doing it, it gets easier. It's easier. And then, the workouts have been getting, I won't say they're getting easier because I don't want Sonny to hear that because then he'll just make them harder. But the last workout we had...
that I'm a text away from that.
I know, and it's my next session. But the last session that I had with Sonny, we did the whole routine. I didn't have a watch on, so I couldn't keep track of my time, which I usually do. And he was all done, and everybody was doing the double high fives that we're done. And I'm going, what do you mean we're done? I said, I'm not done. I felt like I still had it in me to do another round of workout. So
you did the same thing Saturday morning with me. Yeah?
I felt good. I was like, can't we do some more? And he's like, well, your hour's up. So it's like, I don't really want to stop. Once you keep going, you felt good. But at the beginning, it was tough. The stretches, the reps, and the form. Doing it and doing it right is 2 different things.
That's right.
You can do it sloppy and get lazy.
So doing it and doing it right are different things.
Yes.
Right? Can you briefly elaborate about this one?
Well, just making sure when you do your squats, stick your butt out, make sure you got a good squat, because then obviously it develops the muscles properly and you got good form, and you get more out of it.
That's right.
So if I'm going to spend the time, do I take a shortcut, not get as much out of it?
That's right.
Or do I do it right, get a lot out of it, it's the same amount of time either way I go. So
It's
I might as well
common-
get the max benefit out of what you're showing me
100%.
to make it my goal. I mean, 25 pounds. I was determined to make that 25 pounds.
Yeah.
And I thought I started out great when I got 13 pounds in my first week, but then I didn't lose nothing for the next 2 weeks, weight-wise.
Yep.
Fat percentage went down,
Yeah.
which means my muscle probably was building a little bit, which was, kind of relieved myself a little bit.
You can tell.
So, and then again, a little bit more weight loss, and then at the end, I was pushing it. And the last week, I'm like 6 pounds away. And I rolled my ankle on the Sunday before the last week, which then kind of prohibited me from really maxing out.
Yeah.
And gave me an excuse to okay, I don't have to show up to work out because my ankle hurts, but I was like, I'm so close.
Yes.
So I was like, suck it up. I'll do what I can and show up. And I let Sonny know. He knew, so something like a little slower on, but I still showed up for my 3 sessions.
So he adjusted it for you.
So he didn't adjust it. He said, well, just maybe do less weight.
That's right.
Maybe instead of doing 8 reps, I only get 5 reps in on
There you
something.
go.
But I was there and I did it. So I ended up losing 2 additional pounds of the 25.
Very nice.
And then watching the diet, critical. I didn't get crazy with the measuring, but once you do it, maybe a week or 2 of measuring food, then you kind of get an idea of how large of a piece of meat you should have.
That's right. That's
It's not the big T-bone, now it's the smaller portions. And you treat yourself. I fed myself very well.
Yeah.
Instead of buying the fatty steak, I bought the filet mignon. It costs a little more, but it's really good.
Yeah.
And it's a lot leaner
Good
and
quality.
better for you.
That's right. Absolutely.
So,
It's an investment.
Right.
Yes.
You spoil yourself with better quality food. And in the 6 weeks, did I cheat? Yeah, I cheated. I mean, I'm human.
That's right.
I mean, it just was very controlled, and it was only maybe, once a week I would do something off the list.
So you're saying that we don't have to be really perfect for us to make this doable.
I wanted to do something that I knew I could continue if I wasn't here, could I continue it on my own? I mean, I got to make it fit my lifestyle.
That's right.
I do like flavor. I do like ice cream. I want to be able to enjoy those things.
Absolutely.
But, okay, I don't need to have it every single night.
Absolutely.
So when you do it, you have it, you satisfy that craving, and then I was fine. I mean, I had cheese and sausage pizza one Saturday night because
Absolutely.
I just didn't feel like cooking.
Well, that's
kids
what we
didn't
want
want to
to.
cook.
That's
I
what we want to
understand.
tell others that they feel that they have to be so perfect to be able to accomplish their goals. You did phenomenal job, and you still treat yourself here and there a little bit, and you still see tremendous results as long as we're being strategic, as long as we're really following the right structure, and then we're staying consistent with it. Absolutely, it happens. So that's great. Can you tell us a little more? So for the 6 weeks, how many total pounds have you lost?
I think the total came out to 27.4 pounds.
27.4. Bang! Wow! That is close to 5 pounds consistently. That's awesome. And as far as body fat percentage?
I think I'm down to 33%.
33.
I think I lost maybe 5% body fat total.
That's phenomenal.
I could be off, but
That is
somewhere close to
awesome job, yeah. And can you briefly say a couple of words about why would you recommend this to others, or people from the outside are watching, they see what we do, but they don't know with details. Sometimes people are hesitant, or they are they're intimidated, they feel I'm injured, or I have to lose weight before I come to you. They say that. So you were, living example that you really, you twisted your ankle, you showed up, we adjusted it for you, and you kept on going. So it doesn't mean that only because you're a little injured that you cannot show up.
Right.
Also, you're not perfect. You treat yourself with a little bit of pizza, a little ice cream here or there, and boom, you have tremendous results. So we don't have to be perfect. But for people on the outside that are looking, what would you tell them from you being on the inside? How would you? What would
For
you tell
myself,
them?
for some, the structure was there for me. I'm somebody that I could diet for a few weeks, like 6 weeks. I could probably do this before I do something like this. I work out for a month or 2, but then fall
Yeah.
off. Thinking, I'll be fine. I can go back to my old lifestyle and be fine. But then the weight would come back. And I've done it before. I lost 30 pounds, and then fall off. So I did the 6 weeks with the hope of making my objective, therefore getting the reward back, so I can apply it further, because I knew I needed a good solid year
There you go.
to really get it to get it burned into my system.
That's right.
To teach the body that there's a better way to live. I'm
You
healthy.
get used to
I
it.
feel a lot better. I go to bed. I get a good. I sleep solid. I'm not falling asleep during the day,
Nice.
so I don't need that energy drink.
Yes.
I was an avid 1 or 2 can Monster energy drink
Holy cow.
every day probably,
Yes.
and I haven't touched one since I started this, but even a little bit before that.
Isn't that funny? Sorry for interrupting you. You say you were drinking a lot of Monsters for energy,
Right.
but now you don't do it and you have more energy, right?
Yeah,
It's good.
I have almost too much energy, because now we're at my home, I'm constantly now busy. Where before I get home, I'd sit on the couch, and
Yeah, you need to
That
pull it
was
down
it.
a little bit here.
so now when I get home, I'm like, oh, I got to do this, fix this in the house, mow the lawn, paint this, fix the car. Now I get a lot of stuff done, where before stuff was piling up.
Unbelievable. I'm so glad.
I'd
you
be
said
tired, I'd sleep, and then I'd be restless all night because I couldn't get comfortable. So I mean, and I'm flexible.
Yeah.
Now when I squat to go get something down, all I think of is, okay, when I squat to pick this up, make sure I have the right form when I squat down and pick it up. I can get a free squat in during the day without having to really
that. That's right.
go to the gym for it. So I make sure I'm bending properly and picking things up, and
Yeah.
just apply it to everything.
So what would you tell others about how, because they're hesitant about, joining the program. What would you tell them?
Are you serious about your health? Do you want to make a change? That's what you got to, first you have to, do you have a problem? Do you want to change the problem, or do you want to continue living unhealthy? And that's what came down to me. I'm 48 years old, I'll be turning 49. I decided by the time I'm 50, I want to be at under 200 pounds. So I have another 40 pounds to go yet, so I figured that's a good goal. I'm not going to lose crazy weight at the beginning, and then it comes back real fast. It'll be a slow, gradual burn, which I think will be better for me. If you got to just make the decision to change your life, for your kids, for your family, or for ultimately for yourself. So once I decided that, and I started doing it here, and between you and Sonny, I mean, I enjoy the personalities of both of you. Working out with Sonny, he's fun, he's active. He
You don't tell me
everything.
usually that
And
in
you-
person.
No, I
Your
don't.
video, you tell me that, but not here. Okay.
Well, we're going to delete this one. But when you're here, you're involved with it. But at the same time, you let us do our thing, and then you correct us when you see
That's
something
right.
wrong. And the other day we were sprinting, and then you challenged me to sprint. Unfortunately,
I'm sprinting with you.
You were sprinting after I had already done an hour workout, and you were fresh. And I still kept up with you. But it made it fun.
Yes.
It pushed me to
Yes.
keep running. And it felt good. When I was done, when I walk out here, yeah, I'm tired and I'm sore. If I'm not sore the next day, I'm a little disappointed. That means I didn't push myself hard enough.
Yes.
So when I'm sore, I'm appreciative, because then it's like, okay, they pushed me. I did the heavier weights, yeah, it hurt. But the next day I'll feel a little better. The next time that weight's a little bit easier. So, I mean,
Do you feel it would be doable for others, let's say that they haven't exercised in a while?
it's doable. It's very doable. They don't say you have to do this much weight. They tell you just do a squat with your own body weight, and just do a squat or a burpee or a push-up. You do 2, you do 3, 2 or 3 that you didn't do before. Next time you'll do 3 or 4. So there's no pressure for the weight, which was nice. I was with a mixed group, guys that are younger than me and guys that are older with me. So it always gave you that competitive, that competition. Okay, there's a younger guy here. Can I outdo the young guy? And then there's an older guy there, and he's outdoing me. Now it pushed me to want to work a little bit harder. I don't want an old guy to beat me, and I don't want a young guy to beat me. So I mean, if wherever you're at, you can apply that to yourself to push.
That's right.
And I see a young guy lifting a lot of weight. Can I? I'll try it. If I can't, then I know I can back down to a lighter weight. So at least I can get my reps in and do the right form.
That's right. So you're saying, so to recap, you did the 6 weeks and you drop about 27.5 pounds for the 6 weeks, weight loss, about 4 or 5% body fat in that time. And now you joined our program for 12 months, which I cannot wait to see in a couple more months too. And so for a reward of the accomplishments in a short amount of time, you got how much money back?
I got $500
You got
back.
500
So
back.
I paid $500 when I signed up, which hurt. But it drove me. It was like $500. I want my $500 back.
Essentially, that was
So,
free for you.
so in addition to a good workout plan, a good health plan that they give you, your price per session is extremely reasonable. I couldn't get that same kind of cost if I had a personal trainer one-on-one, if I was at another gym. So I mean, if I spread that out, I'm getting 3 sessions a week over a month, so you're looking at about 12 sessions for, I don't know what my total is now, but about $170 a month. It's a little over $10.
Yeah, you can't look at it because there's a lot of nutrition involved with that. too.
Right, but I'm just saying that cost-wise, it's something that you always got to take into effect too. You know, this is part of your budget. You know, if your budget, I have a budget that I have to work with. So I mean, that was a concern of mine, and I'm like, well, if I get my $500 back, that brings that monthly payment down, makes it very reasonable. And if I show up 3 times a week, that's more than I'll ever do if I do it on myself. Because now I know I'm paying money out. If I don't show up, that's still money out. So it kind of forces you to have to show up so you get your money back.
So Tim, I want to thank you for doing such a phenomenal job in a short amount of time. I cannot wait. I'm looking forward to you continuing to improve in our program, and welcome to our community.
Thank you.
See you guys later.